Welcome to the International English Language Testing System. This is mock IELTS speaking test conducted by Maulik English Academy. Today I am your examiner. My name is Rachel Samratul. This exam is divided into three parts. Before the main part, I will ask some of your personal questions. So are you ready?
Yes, I am. Go on.
What's your full name?
My full name is Ahmad Taswar, but you can call me Ahmad.
Uh, what's your favorite hobby?
Well, my favorite hobby is reading book and drawing teacher.
How do you pass your free time?
I pass my free time, as I said, like doing my hobbies.
What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is English.
Okay, let's go to the main part.
Okay. Go on.
Part one. So, sorry. Where do you buy most of your clothes?
You mean where?
Where? Yes, where?
So I buy most of my clothes from Mirpur One or Shahali Market, etc. Like all the well-known markets in my country and stuff like that. Like the more local markets.
Yes. How often do you buy new clothes or yourself for yourself?
I don't really buy a lot of clothes for myself. I have a limited amount of clothes, and whenever I buy clothes, most of the time it's about some occasion, like some wedding ceremony or something else like that. Other than that, I don't really buy clothes. Although I do buy clothes like t-shirts and shorts when I'm staying at home to chill and yeah. Other than that, the only time I ever buy any clothes is if there's any occasion and stuff like that. So if you ever find me buying clothes, it will be really rare.
How do you decide which clothes to buy?
Well, as I said, I buy clothes mostly depending on some, occasions and stuff like that. So that whatever I buy, it depends on the occasion. It depends on what type of occasion it is. Like if it's a wedding ceremony, I'll probably buy some red Punjabi and stuff like that. If it's and different type, like going to a festival or relative's house, then I'll probably buy something like formal and stuff like that. So it depends on the occasion of where I'm going or what I will attend, and that matters the most when I'm buying something, like buying new clothes.
Yeah. Have the kinds of clothes you like changed in recent year?
Mm, you said recent years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it didn't change a lot in the recent year. In the recent year, it's still pretty much the same. Well, I used to like, t-shirts, jeans, pants, and other stuff, and they're pretty much the same. I still have the same type of choices when buying clothes and stuff like that. But if you talk about my childhood, I changed a lot about my mind of buying clothes has changed a lot in the past long years. But in the recent years, it's pretty much the same, and I prefer buying the same thing I used to when it's like 2023 or 2024. So it hadn't changed a lot in recent years.
This end of our part one, and let's move to the part two. In this part, you think about this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to think about this topic. Here is pen and paper.
Oh, thank you very much. How much time do I have?
1 minute,
Okay,
and you can start now.
I would like to have this.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, your time is up.
Well, it's a very interesting topic. It's a topic about discussing a topic with someone. So it's pretty interesting as it sounds. Well, it's about like I'll talk about the discussion I had with my father like 2 months ago. I still remember it because it was so interesting and it was so useful, and it was about spending money. And when you wanna learn something about spending money, well, your father is the best choice you have. So I asked my father about how should I spend my money and how should I manage my money. So he told me a lot of things, and those helped me a lot. Like nowadays, I carry money with me, and I know how to spend them and when to spend them, and I also know how to bargain now about prices. So it helped me a lot, this discussion. So that's why it was very interesting because it told me about stuff very practical ways, like doing it in a dramatic way, like doing a drama of going giving money to someone or spending something to show me in practical of how I do it. So it was a very interesting and fun discussion I had with my father, and it helped me a lot later on my life. So
Okay.
yeah.
This end of our part two. Let's move to the part three. Uh, so why do some parents give their children money to spend each week?
Well, as you said, some parents. So all of the parents don't give their children money. Yes, they don't need to give them money. Some parents do need to, as they're too busy and they don't really have time to spend time with their family or kids, children. Yeah. So what they do is like they stay busy the whole week. So they just give their children money at the start of the week to spend for the whole week, because their parents aren't always with them when they really need it. So, and as you know, money is very important and you need money, especially when you're in school and stuff like that, like you're in class 9 or 10. You will need money in various situations, but some parents are too busy to help their children, so just give their children money so they can spend it by themselves. And also, some parents don't understand what their children actually need, so they just give money to their children so they can buy themselves, and that will be better for them because their children understand what he or she really needs, and the parents may not understand properly. So these are the reasons why some parents give money to a student for a whole week.
Okay. Do you agree that schools should teach children how to manage money?
I think it's a must, and also we do have some, like in some classes you will have some subjects about how to manage money, because money is very important. As we all know, we need money to live, and so if something is so important and if school isn't teaching you about it, then the school has some issues. The school's point is making us ready for the future, and in the future you have to manage money, you will need money. So it's a must for a school to teach their children how to manage, earn, spend, do that with money. And if they don't, the children will have many issues in the future, and the school is the one responsible for all this. So I think schools should and they must teach children about how to manage money, because it's a necessary part for learning in the future, and it will be really useful in the future, and without it children can't really grow up. So yeah, as schools responsibility is growing up children and teaching them, they should teach how to children how to manage money.
Okay. Do you think it is a good idea for students to earn money while studying?
I think it depends on the grade they are in. If they're like in college or university, then they can earn money, because at that point they have a lot of expenses. They need to buy a lot of things, and they will need a lot of money. So maybe their parents can't really support them at that point. And also, if you earn money at that point, because you don't really have a lot of time, like when you're in university, few years later you'll probably have a job yourself, or maybe a few years later you'll have a family yourself. So at in this point, you have to learn how to manage money practically. So you should try and how to earn money. So then this is the time when you should learn how to earn money, so you can pay your expenses, and also you will have a knowledge about how to properly earn money and manage it. And but anyone from a grade lower than that shouldn't spend their money earning money, because if you're in college and university, it's acceptable because you're old enough and you're mature enough. But if you're in like and in grade 10 or grade 9 or even lower grade, then you shouldn't really earn money, because it's not good for you. You're not old enough, you're not mature enough, and you don't really need to, because you're very young now and you should have learned more, and it is the time when you should learn and build up your knowledge. So if you spend your time and if you focus on something else like spending money on doing a job, then your education and studies will be hampered. So I think you shouldn't earn money at that age. So as I said, it depends on the grade you're in.
Okay. Do you think it is true that in today's society, money cannot buy happiness?
I think it's totally wrong. Like, yes, it's true. In my opinion, if my others may disagree, but in my opinion, money does buy happiness. Like, imagine you have a family and you're the father. You love you love your kids, you love your wife, everyone. But if you don't have money, you can't, buy food. Without food, they'll starve and they'll suffer and they'll hate you. So you need money, and money is a must. Without money, you cannot buy stuff, and without money, you can't pay their expenses. Without money, you can't even live in a house, and which is a must. So I think you can say that money can buy happiness. Without money, people suffer, and suffering leads to nothing but despair, not happiness. So I guess what you're trying to say is money itself is not happiness, which is true. Like, that is the reason why so many rich people are not happy, because they spend too much time earning money, they forget about using it and buying happiness. They just waste their time buying it, getting it, and then at the point they just die off. So I think money is precious and money is needed for buying happiness. So you can say that money is a currency to buy happiness, but money itself is not happiness. And people mostly mix that, and then they find nothing but despair. But the fact that money cannot buy happiness is false, because money is a must, and without money, you can't even, get a home. And without a home, how can you keep people happy? You can keep your own self happy. So how are you even happy? So yes, love matters, but love isn't only about you. You're caring about yourself. If you don't really have, you can't really properly take care of your family. So you don't really love them. So money is a must, and it truly does buy happiness. But the money itself is not happiness. So you should keep that in mind.
Okay. What disadvantages are there in a society where the gap between rich and poor is very large?
Well, instead, it's a society where the gap between rich and poor is very large. That probably means that the rich are too rich and the poor are too poor. So that's a big problem, and it will probably hamper the progress of a society, because if you live in a society where it's full of poor people and very poor means they can't even afford a house, they can't even eat properly, so they'll probably choose wrong ways. If you don't even have a house, if you don't even have food, you'll be hungry, and people do many things when they're hungry in order to fill their bellies and stay alive, what we call survival. So in order to survive, you do harmful things or things that are immoral, but you have to do it anyway. So in a society that's full of people that are suffering and don't even can't even afford a place to live, the society will break apart, because that will be a society that will be full of selfish people. Because if there were no selfish people in a society, there will be no unhappy society. Only the a society is only never happy because there are a lot of selfish people. If you're rich but if not selfish, then you will give money to a poor people, and the poor people won't be poor anymore, and that person will help another poor people. So there will be no poor people in the world, though no poor people and no sad people in the society. But just because selfish people exist, people suffer. And in a society that has a large gap between rich and poor, means it's full of selfish people, and people have nothing among themselves. They don't think each other as brother and sister. And a society that lacks a bond among themselves, it's very weak. It can break apart. So the society will either break apart or never prosper. So a society like that has all the disadvantages and zero advantages. So I think the society should try changing.
Yeah. Do you think richer countries have a responsibility to help poorer countries?
Well, we know and we learn that from our parents and from our schools that helping someone who you can help is great. Like, helping someone is great, and if you have the things and someone is in need of it, you can help them, you must help them. It's a moral, it's a basic moral and a basic responsibility. And we all know that if you're rich, you should help the poor, right? So a country that's full of prosperity, and if you have the money to, or resources, or things that that the other country needs, and if you don't help them, then you're morally evil, and you lack, you know you're not a great person.
Yeah.
And that also applies to countries, because countries don't solve them by themselves, but they do have a leader. So the leader must understand that helping someone who's poor when you're rich is a basic moral, and it's your responsibility to help others who are poor or others who are in need, because only then you can achieve world peace. And we all want world peace. Maybe you will find peace in your country, but if you go to somewhere else, there will be no peace. You don't want other people in the world to suffer. So if you don't really want that, you should help those who are in danger, and those who need help, because only then you can find world peace. Otherwise, you'll never be happy, all of us. So yeah, I think it's a basic responsibility for the rich countries to help the poor countries.
So it's end of our part 3 and also end of our present exam.
Yeah.
So if you like this video, please subscribe our channel.